Okay, we are recording now. And tonight we are going to talk about what happened next after God had finished creating everything. We've been talking about all the days, but you can see that we have a different bulletin board now. And we'll talk about this in just a minute. But first, we're going to sing a couple of songs. And then I'm going to let everybody unmute so they can help me with the story, because you guys have been listening so well. And I need you to help me answer questions with the story. So we're going to sing Our God is So Big. So get your arms ready to do the motions. I'm going to back up just a little bit so you can see me. I've got a tickle in my throat tonight, so I may have to clear it a few times. Here we go. My God is so big, so strong and so mighty. There's nothing my God cannot do. My God is so big, so strong and so mighty. There's nothing my God cannot do. The mountains are his, the valleys are his, the trees are his handiwork too. My God is so big, so strong and so mighty. There's nothing my God cannot do for you. Good job. I saw lots of motions going on. I love to see that. All right. Now we're going to sing our butterfly song. We haven't sung that in a little while, but it helps us remember all the things that God made and how we need to be thankful. So everybody get your butterfly out. Remember how to make it? All right, here we go. If I were a butterfly, I thank you, Lord, for giving me wings. And if I were a bird in a tree, I thank you, Lord, for letting me sing. If I were a fish in the sea, I'd wiggle my tail and giggle with glee. But I just thank you, Lord, for making me me. Because you gave me a heart and you gave me a smile. You gave me Jesus and you made me your child. And I just thank you, Lord, for making me me. Pause just a second because I've got somebody trying to come in. Then we'll do the second verse. Here we go. All right, we don't want anybody stuck in that waiting room. Okay, second verse. Get your elephant ready. Now, if I were an elephant, I thank you, Lord, by lifting my trunk. And if I were a kangaroo, I'd hop, hop, hop right up to you. And if I were an octopus, I thank you, Lord, for my good looks. But I just thank you, Lord, for making me me. Because you gave me a heart and you gave me a smile. You gave me Jesus and you made me your child. And I just thank you, Lord, for making me me. Good job. I saw lots of motions going on. Okay, you guys can unmute if you want to now so that you can help me with the story. I see lots of people unmuting. I love to see that. All right, I need to see who that last person was that joined me. I think I know, but I just want to make sure. I thought so. That was Dakota. All righty. And I forgot to mark that wrong. Good job. Okay. So we are going to get started tonight. We're going to review just a little bit, but then we're going to keep moving on because I want to talk about this new bulletin board. And you guys have already learned about this. These are the days that God created. So when I ask the question, if you know the answer, just shout it out. What did God create the first day?
Day and night.
Day and night. He created light. He said, let there be light, and it was. Good job. And the second day, what did he create?
Sky.
The sky, the clouds. He separated the water and made there be water on the earth. and he made there be clouds in the sky, and he put something very important in between there. Air, so we could breathe. Good job, you guys are listening. Day number 3, what did he make?
Land, sea, and
The land, the sea, and the plants. Well, he actually already had made the sea. This bulletin board's a little bit wrong about that, but he made the land and he made all the plants. And on day number 4, what did he make?
sun, moon, and stars galore.
Sun and moon and stars galore. Galore means lots and lots. That's part of that song, and that helps us remember it, doesn't it? What about
And
day
they
5?
sing that a lot.
Yeah, we've been singing that a lot.
And birds.
Fish and birds on day 5. All the stuff that lives in the water and flies in the air. What about day 6?
Animals and humans.
Animals and humans. All kinds of animals. Looks like we got some butterflies up there. He made those on day 5, but they would have still been there. We got some humans. And what did he do on day number 7?
Rested.
Rested. Good job, Burke. I heard that loud and clear. So you guys have been listening really well. So tonight, we're going to talk a little bit more about those humans that he made. Because the Bible tells us that we were made special. We were made different and special for the way that God wanted us to do. Oh, but let me back up. What did God say after he finished making everything?
This is very good.
This is very good. He was very pleased with all the things he had created, and it was perfect. It was just like he wanted it to be. So let's talk about those humans, because humans are made a little different than everything else that God made, and we're made different from each other. Somebody tell me what's your favorite food. Shout it out. What do you like to eat? What's your favorite thing to eat?
My favorite brownie.
All right. I heard lots of different answers because everybody probably has a different favorite food. Okay, now I want you to shout out, what is your favorite color?
Red.
I heard lots of different colors being shouted out because you know what? We all have different favorites when it comes to foods and colors. Listen with your ears, because God didn't make us all exactly the same. Now I want you to think in your mind. You don't have to shout it out, but you can if you want to. What's something that you're really good at?
Building Legos.
Building Legos. Somebody else?
Monkey bars backwards.
All right, so I'm hearing all kinds of things that different people are good at. And people were telling me different things. And you know why? Because God made us good at different things. Everybody's not good at the same thing. So God made us all different. And he made us all special. But there's one thing that God made the same for all of us. The Bible tells us that we were made in God's image. It doesn't say that about anything else that he created, but the people were made in God's image. And that means we can do things that the other creation things can't do. Things the plants can't do, things the fish can't do, things the birds can't do, things the animals can't do. We have abilities that they don't have. We can think and we can solve problems. We can understand what's right and what's wrong. Plants don't understand what's right and what's wrong, do they? They just grow and do what God made them do. But humans can understand what's right and what's wrong, and we can choose whether we're going to do right or whether we're going to do wrong. That's something that God gave to us that he didn't give to anything else. And that's one of the ways that we're made in God's image. Another really important thing that God gave us when he made us in his image is he gave us the ability to love each other. Now, some animals can love their owners. If you have a dog, your dog might really love you because you take good care of it and it likes to play with you. But that's not the same way that people can love each other. People can love each other even when they might not be your best friend, but you can still love them because God gave us that ability when he made us in his image. The other thing that God gave us when he made us in his image is he gave us the ability to love him and to choose to obey him and follow him. He didn't give that to any other creature that he created. I don't think the flowers can love God. I don't even think the dogs and cats can love God because they don't know about God. They can't learn about God the way that we can. That's something special that God gave to us that he didn't give to anything else. And that's the way we are made in his image, which is really, really cool. Another thing that he gave us the ability to do is if we choose to love him and obey him, he gives us the ability to live with him forever, to be able to live with him even once this earth is done. We're still going to, or after we die, we don't die forever. We can still live with God after that. He didn't give that ability to the plants and to the fish, but he gave us that ability because we are made in his image. Can you say that with me? We are made in his image. Good job.
Miss Tanya?
Yes.
What does image mean?
What does image mean? That means what somebody is like. So if you look in the mirror, you can see your image because you can see what you look like on the outside. But now in God's image, it's not just the outside, it's the inside too. It's how we think and feel. But that's what image means. It's like a picture, but it's like an x-ray picture. Remember we talked about that God had x-ray vision and he knows everything about us, not just the things on the outside? That would be kind of like an image. God knows everything about us. And if we're made in God's image, then that means we're made to be more like God than the other creation things were. Does that make sense? Okay. Now, remember a minute ago we were talking about how different people are good at different things? One of the cool things about that is that we can all serve God in different ways because we have different talents, different abilities. In fact, the Bible tells us that when all of God's people work together, it's like a body, but some people are like the nose, and some people are like the fingers, and some people are like the toes, because we don't all do the same things. And that's really cool that God made us that way, and he gave us all those different abilities to do different things. Emmy's dad is really good at leading singing and leading worship. I would not be good at that. I like to teach Bible class, but I would not be good at what Emmy's dad does. Judah and Joel's dad is really good at preaching. I would not be good at that. God didn't give me that ability. So there's different people that can be different, do different things, and we can all serve God with those abilities. That's another way we are made in his image. Now, Adam and Eve, who were the first people, and they were made in God's image, and God put them in the garden, and he gave them everything they needed. And you know what the really cool thing is that the Bible tells us? It says that God walked with them in the garden. It was like God just came down and walked with them and talked with them just like your friend would. That's not the way we get to talk to God, but that's the way it was back then because everything was perfect. It was just like God wanted it to be. We are made in his image. Okay, we're going to move on. I'm going to talk about your activities a little bit tonight, and next week we're going to get to a big problem. But tonight, we're just talking about how God made us special in his image. So your activities tonight, your snack, and some of you have already been peeking at your snack. It's a really fun one. You are going to get to make something and then eat it. Now, before I tell you about all this, I want to tell you that I would really love it if you could get your mom or dad or older brother or sister to take a picture of what you make with your snack and send it to me. You can text it to me. You can send it to me on Facebook. I would love to see what you come up with. So you got a little tortilla that's like you wrap things. I mean, they just don't have a lot of taste by themselves. You can put that down on a plate, and then you're going to decorate it and make it look like a face. So you have different things you can use to decorate it with. You've got some Twizzlers, and you can pull those apart if you want to. Mine are really stuck bad. They come apart like that. You can use that to make a mouth. You could use that to make hair. You can do however you want to do it. But you've got Twizzlers, and then you've got some other candy. You've got some candy corn. That might make a good nose, or maybe some ears. Then you've got some Skittles and some M&Ms. If you're allergic to milk, don't eat the M&Ms. But other than that, you should be fine. Skittles and M&Ms. So you've got all kinds of things you can use to make a face. And I'm betting that no two faces that people make are going to look exactly alike. And that's kind of the way God made us. We don't look exactly alike, but he made us all special and in his image. Okay, for your worksheet, you've got this, and it's like a connecting thing. But it shows,
you already did that.
You already did that? Okay, it shows different jobs. Different people do different jobs, and it shows the tools that they might use to do those jobs. And you can draw a line and connect those. Remember, we talked about that different people have different abilities. And so people have different jobs. And remember that God even gave Adam and Eve jobs to do way back in the garden. And then your craft, this is one I really love. You can color it, make it whatever color you want to do. I put some yellow hair, blonde hair on my little boy. But the thing you want to do is you want to connect the dots on the inside, and you're going to put your name on that line right there, because it says, it has a blank line, and then it says loves God. So I put my name, I said, Miss Tanya loves God. Because remember, we talked about that God gives us the ability to love him. And then you can tape his arms on right there at his elbows, and if you cross it, it's like he's crossing his heart, because he loves God. And that's what we want to do. We want to choose to love God. All righty, so those are your activities tonight. And remember, if you can get your mom or dad to shoot me a picture of your snack after you make it, I'd love to see those. We have a new Bible verse for this unit, but this week we're still going to talk about the one from last time, because it still kind of goes along with what we're talking about. And next week we'll start the new one. It's really, really short, and you'll learn it really fast. Moms and dads, I was going to tell you, I found some notes in my older lesson materials that said this Bible verse that we've been doing, you can set it to the tune of God is so good, and it might help your boy or girl to be able to remember it a little bit better. It works pretty well. We're not going to sing it that way, but if you want to do that, you can. But tonight I want you to just repeat it with me, and then we will move on. Okay, it says, the heavens declare.
The heavens declare.
The glory of God.
The glory of God.
And the skies show.
The skies show.
His handiwork.
His
day by day.
Day by day.
They continue to speak.
They continue to speak.
I want to hear you. I'm hearing some people. Night after night.
Night after night.
They make him known.
And make him known.
All right, and it works if you sing it to the tune of God is so good. That's a way to help you remember that verse. And next week we'll start working on a new verse that talks about what happens next. Remember, I told you there's going to be a big problem. Okay, I think that's about it for tonight. I am going to stop the recording in just a minute. I'm going to get my little mouse down here where it's ready. Maybe I'll be able to actually do that correctly this week. But before I do that, I want everybody to help me say goodbye to the boys and girls who might be just watching online. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Bye. See you next week.
See you next week.
All right.